Yeah, welcome back. The next specimen that you have in your practical paper 1 under phylum Annelida is Nereis. So far we have learnt about the morphology of earthworm, its varieties and TS passing through difflozole. And the next specimen is Nereis. Now Nereis, it is a marine polychaete that lives in burrows in sea bottom and comes out in night to prey upon small animals. You have few species like sandworm, which is called as Nereis virens, and Nereis pelagica, and Nereis succinia, which is a calm worm, are the common species of Nereis that are known. So they belong to phylum Annelida, class Polychaeta, because they show many number of chaetae on their body, and then order Erantia and genus Nereis. Genus, whenever you write, it should be in italics. There's some typographical error, it should have been written in italics. Just make a note of it. Now, body of Nereis is dorsoventrally flattened, segmented and 30 to 40 centimeter long, having around 80 to 120 segments. Body is divided into head, trunk and pygidium. Pygidium, we know that it is the last segment that bears the last segment. Now head, here it consists of two parts, a roughly triangular anterior lobe, the prostomium, and a posterior ring-like portion, the peristomium. Now here it is clear that you have to look here for the prostomium, which is a triangular body projection. Okay, so here in the prostomium it bears a pairs of terminal tentacles. These are the ones, two terminal tentacles. Dorsally it has got two pairs of eyes, and ventrally a pair of short two jointed palps. Can you see a palp here? This is the one and this is the other one, a pair of palps. Peristomium, it bears four slender cylindrical tentacles on each side under transverse aperture. Now this is a segment which is a peristomium, and this has got these four tentacles. If you see 1, 2, 3 and 4 on either side, and a transverse aperture, the mouth on the ventral surface. The spelling of mouth is mistaked here, so just there's a mistake in the spelling, just make a note of it. The mouth is present on the ventral surface. Now each segment of the body behind the peristomium bears a pair of lateral parapodia, which are the locomotory organs. Can you see here? These two projections here are the parapodia, which are the locomotory structures, and you should observe in this peristomium you don't have parapodia. From the segment which is behind the peristomium till the last one, you will have a parapodia on either lateral side of these segments, which are the locomotory organs. Now the trunk, if you observe, the trunk is metamerically segmented, and segments are called metameres or the somites, each one of which bears a pair of parapodia. Now this is how a whole Nereis look like. The previous picture I put you an enlarged picture of the head region so that the palps and the tentacles are clearly seen. Now at the base of these parapodia, or on the ventral side, in each segment are the paired openings of the nephridia, the nephridiopores. The last segment is called the pygidium, that bears an anus slightly on the dorsal side and a pair of thread-like anal cirri and several minute sensory papilla on the dorsal side. Now here is a picture which is enlarged from this pygidial segment, which shows the anus and the cirri. Here the sexes are separate. Gonads develop temporarily during the reproductive season, and the sexual phase of this nereis, when this nereis becomes sexually matured, then it is called as heteronereis. Now, some species of nereis exhibit dimorphism and two distinct phases. Nereis phase and heteronereis phase occurs in their life. In such forms, sexual maturity is accompanied by certain changes in their structure. Now, what are the changes that you see? Heteronereis phase is the sexual phase, and it is free swimming worm found in sea and exhibits the following characteristic features. Now their classification also remains same. They belong to Polychaeta, class Polychaeta, order Urantia, and the type Heteronereis. This is also a nereis, but in the life cycle of nereis it exhibits a different phase, that is the sexual phase, and hence it is called as Heteronereis. So this is how a Heteronereis look like. Can you make out what is the difference in between nereis and Heteronereis? Excuse me. Here if you see, the body is divided into two regions. One is etoke, the other one is epitoke. Now this portion, which is an etoke, and from here on it is an sexual region or an epitoke. See here you can clearly make out this is an etoke and this is an epitoke. Now what is the difference? In etoke or a non-sexual region, the parapodia remains normal, but whereas in the epitoke, in this region if you see, it has flared up, isn't it? It has become wide and broad. So this is the difference between nereis and heteronereis. Nereis, when it exhibits this sexual phase with an epitoke region, it becomes heteronereis. Now what are the other changes that happens in heteronereis? Eyes become large and much more prominent and highly sensitive to light. The body shows two distinct regions, an anterior etoke and etoke, which is a non-sexual region, and a posterior modified epitoke or sexual region, which contains ova and the sperms. Parapodia in the posterior sexual region of the body become enlarged, vascular and foliaceous, and setae become oar-shaped. Oar means with a broadened, I will tell you this when we discuss about the structure of parapodium. Here it becomes flared up, it becomes fan-like, which helps in active swimming. The dorsal and the ventral cirri of the parapodium become large and leaf-like and acts as fins and gills. The peristomial cirri becomes large. The sensory papilla develop an anal segments. And due to excessive development of gonads, the muscles and the alimentary canal are reduced. Heteronereis of both sexes swarm in groups and shed their sperms and ova in the sea. And heteronereis swims about actively on the surface of the sea during night, and they serves for far and wide the dispersal of species. Now let us learn the structure or the TS of parapodium, which are the locomotory organs of the body attached on the lateral side of the trunk segment of a nereis. Now if you remember, in the first segment in peristomium we said parapodia are absent, and from the next segment onwards you find this parapodia. Now each parapodium is a biramus structure. Bi means two, ramus means branch, so it shows two main branches, so it is called as biramus structure made up of two lobes, the dorsally placed notopodium and ventrally placed neuropodium. This is one segment and this is one branch, not segment, branch. So it is a biramus segment. Both lobes carry thread-like appendages called the dorsal and the ventral cirri. Ventral cirri and the dorsal cirri here. The two lobes of the parapodium, they are supported internally by two chitinous rods known as aciculum. This is an acicula of the ventral lobe, and that is neuropodium, and this is the acicula of the notopodium. On the apical part of which there are bundles of long chitinous setae or the chetae which project beyond the outer margin. Now here can you see these air-like chetae that are protruded outside the structure of this lobe. Now these are the ones that develop in case of Heteronereis. In case of Nereis, they will be very small, minute and compact like this, but when it becomes Heteronereis, they become fan shaped or oar shaped. Now this kind of setae is what is called as oar shaped setae. And these setae are numerous, they are many in number, they are oar shaped and arranged in a fan like manner, and because of this that sexual region or the epitope becomes fan or flared up kind of parapodia we said, isn't it? So because of this you find that change. Then the notopodial and the neuropodial lobes are produced into highly vascular foliaceous outgrowth here and here. And we said that nephridiopore is situated on the parapodium near the ventral surface. At the ventral base you find nephridiopores being present. So if you are given with this slide of parapodium, you will mention about the neuropodium, the notopodium, the aciculum, the foliaceous outgrowth on both the sides, the dorsal cirri and the ventral cirri, and the oar-shaped setae or the chetae, and the presence of nephridiopore. Now this is much more enlarged view of this parapodium in Nereis. This is an electron microscopic view of this parapodium. How you find the neuropodium, the notopodium, the chetae and the dorsal cirri of a Nereis. Thank you for listening. So this completes one part of the phylum Annelida. Now moving on, the next